Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the secrets hidden in corporate filings. Today we're diving into a report from Southern California Gas Company, and let me tell you, it's not just hot air we're blowing today. We're looking at some serious bond action. Think of it as the gas company taking out a big loan to keep the lights on, or should I say the gas flowing before we start. If you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below where you can discuss all things finance with other like-minded folks. Alright, let's get started. This is a report filed in May of 2025, and it's all about Southern California Gas Company, which is part of SEMPRA, selling a bunch of bonds. Now, what are bonds? Think of them like IOUs. The gas company borrows money from investors, and in return, they promise to pay it back with interest. It's a way for companies to raise cash for projects, expansions, or in this case, who knows what. They sold two types of bonds, let's call them Series DDD and Series EE, which are like flavors of debt. The Series DDD bonds are worth 600 million. These bonds are due in 2030, meaning the company has to pay back all that money. By then, they come with an interest rate of 5.450%. So the company pays that percentage every year. Then there are the Series EE bonds, and these are worth $500 million. These ones are due way later in 2025. This means the company has even longer to pay back this debt. These have a higher interest rate at 6.7%. So why different interest rates? Well, the longer you have to wait to get your money back, the more interest investors want. It's like a reward for patience, or maybe a penalty for risk, because a lot can happen in 30 years. Of course, selling these bonds isn't free. After paying the people who helped sell them, the company got a little less than the face value. They had about $2.1 million in other expenses. These bonds are tied to something called a supplemental indenture. It's like the fine print of the bond deal. There's one for each series, DDD and EE. If you really wanted to know all the nitty-gritty details, you could find these indentures as exhibits. But we're here to save you from reading all that legal jargon. Interest on both bonds is paid twice a year. The payments will start in December of 2025. Now here's a key thing. The company can choose to pay these bonds off early. This is called redeeming the bonds, but if they do that, they might have to pay extra. It all depends on the redemption prices laid out in the bond agreements. So if interest rates drop in the future, the company might save money by paying off the old bonds and issuing new ones at a lower rate. One thing worth noting, the sale of these bonds was already registered. This means they told the SEC about it ahead of time. If you're super interested, you can dig up even more details in another report they filed earlier in May of 2025. It has the underwriting agreement, which is the deal they made with the people who helped them sell the bonds now. What does all this mean? Well, it tells us a few things. First, Southern California Gas Company needed to borrow a lot of money. Second, investors were willing to lend it to them even for 30 years. This suggests investors think the gas company is a pretty safe bet, at least for the next few decades. Third, the interest rates they're paying give us a hint about how risky investors perceive them to be. So what's my take on all this? Honestly, it's fairly standard stuff for a utility company. They need to invest in infrastructure, and borrowing money through bonds is a common way to do it. The interest rates seem reasonable, and the fact that they can redeem the bonds early gives them some flexibility. The risk, as always, is that something could happen to hurt the gas company's ability to pay back the debt. Maybe people switch to electric heating, or maybe there's some kind of environmental disaster. But for now, investors seem confident that Southern California Gas Company will keep the gas flowing and the money coming in. Alright, that's our breakdown of this Southern California Gas Company filing. What's your take on these bonds and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.